Mandarius, I see what you doing. That podcast, that's gonna be big. That's it. I seen it last night. Don't you let nobody discourage. I'll back you. I'll back you.
Welcome back, family, to the Faith and Fun podcast. I'm your host, of course, Mandarius, and I'm so excited to kick off season 3 in a very special way. I couldn't think of a better way to start this chapter than with today's guests. So joining me today are Kenya and Malcom Williams, a young couple on fire for God. Both pastors' kids and both walking testimonies of God's faithfulness and redemption. Their story is so powerful. From growing up in the church to facing real-life trials to experiencing transformation, restoration, and now stepping into a new season as husband and wife. We want to talk about the journey, their marriage, their ministry, and what it means to serve God wholeheartedly in today's world. So family, buckle your seatbelts, get your tissues, because this one is going to be one to remember. Kenya and Malcom Williams, how are y'all doing?
Great, doing good.
All is well. I'm good.
Y'all nervous?
Nah, not really.
Okay. All right.
If you're nervous talking about yourself,
Something wrong, something wrong.
All right.
You might got some skeletons in the closet.
All right now. So you both grew up as pastors' kids. Y'all still are pastors' kids. How has that shaped personal walks with God, both positively and in ways that were challenging?
I have to laugh because, they say PK kids are the worst. And I can't lie. I think we may be the worst. And I say that only because I feel like we run from what God has for our life. And because we run it, we make our own life difficult. So we go through the tests and the trials of trying to do our own thing when God already have a purpose and plan for our life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, it affected positively because it kind of gave structure. It gave a foundation to believe in God and follow and pursue that. But negatively, it kind of like me. It kind of like put me in a box. It was like I really didn't have an option to whether I wanted to believe in God or go to church or not. And it's getting older. You kind of want to make decisions on your own. So it kind of created like a rebelliousness in me because it was like you forcing me to do something and I don't even really want to know if I want to do it or not. So it was like you kind of forced to go to church, you kind of forced to go to prayer, Bible study, forced to go do all these things. And as growing up, I kind of got in my mind like I never wanted to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to do it like this or be like my father. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of impacted me great. Now that I'm actually surrendered, yielded, and in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I see the benefits of what the structure that they was plowing and building for us.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Do you think that being a PK puts y'all like on a pedestal? Like they can't mess up. They the pastor's kids.
For me,
I don't think so.
Really? That's the first I've ever heard that.
yeah, for me, I ain't gonna lie. Like for me, bro, and honestly. And just for me, personally speaking, I wasn't like the average PK kid. Because, you think about pastor kids growing up, they be like, as we call it, they be like square or lame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they ain't popular or whatever.
Yeah.
I was the total opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people didn't look at me as like, oh, he the PK.
pastor's kid, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's Shaq Williams. So it
Yeah,
wasn't like,
for
and a lot of
real.
people growing up, honestly, didn't even know that my mother and father were ministers because we
I
went to
didn't know
church
either.
in Fort Long.
Yeah.
So we didn't go to church in Lancaster. So, like, we never seen people, like, in different events because we didn't go to church in Lancaster.
Yeah.
We didn't, fellowship with a lot of churches from Lancaster. So a lot of people actually didn't even know till, like, I got, like, high school for real.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah.
So it was, I was like,
Regular kid.
I was just like regular, like people didn't even know.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm
good.
saying?
So you two started out at the same church. Looking back, how do you think God was already weaving your stories together even before you officially connected?
You want us to be honest?
Be honest.
I feel like our parents have always been friends. Like we don't know when they started being friends, but us personally, we were friends at first. Like, just had a great relationship, talk about anything, talk all the time. And it's so funny because thinking back now, I would talk to him about dudes that I used to talk to. He would talk to me about girls. We had that type of relationship. So, honestly, I don't even know. You don't know.
I mean, nah, cause formally we didn't start at the same church.
Yeah, we didn't.
Okay.
We never, we didn't always go to church together.
Really?
But like
Middle
she said,
school?
yeah, like my mother and her mother was friends since high school. So we was actually going to, like I say, my father's home church in Fort Lawn. We was going there for all these years until we transitioned, and I think that was like 08. Might have been something like that.
Yeah.
08,
We were in middle
07,
school.
08, 09, something like that. And I remember the first time I ever seen her. We had went to a church that they was going to in Charlotte up here. And when we walked in, everybody was like on the floor praying and stuff, and kids, teenagers, everybody was on the floor. So to me, I was like taken aback because I'm like, yo, we don't, my church, we ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm the drummer, and so I'm like, kids ain't doing all this, you feel me? So I was like, yo, dang. And then a couple years later, we ended up, joining the church. And like we was friends, bro.
So Kenya, this is your segment. We're gonna do a segment with Kenya, and then Shaq, we're gonna do a segment all about Shaq. So Kenya, during that season while Malcolm was away, what kept you anchored in your faith when life could have felt lonely and overwhelming?
Honestly, I really didn't start a serious relationship with Christ. I mean, I accepted Christ as my Savior since I was young, but I really didn't take the walk seriously till I was probably like 22, 23. And I remember while he was gone, we gonna be all the way honest.
Be honest.
We honestly weren't even together when he was gone.
Really?
Yeah, it was like we were on and off a lot. And one day it was like I'm tired of this. We just gonna co-parent type of thing. So while he was gone, I honestly focused on myself and building my relationship with Christ because I understood that was the foundation of my life and that was gonna help me get to where I needed to be in Christ. So while he was gone, it wasn't even like now I did kind of put my life on hold, not gonna lie, because I wasn't really dating, doing, what the average female would do. Because it's like, God spoke to me when I was 16, and he told me he was my husband.
Wow.
And I didn't like to waste time. So I felt like just because we got a kid together, that don't mean we got to be together. So God, you got to tell me something. And he told me he was my husband. So when God told me that, that's when I was like, okay, well, God, I never asked God time and nothing. I just held on to that word and I waited for him. But at the same time, I focused on myself and my relationship with God and raising our son, because we had a son. We had our kid in high school. So while he was gone, that was my thing, raising our son and just staying focused on what God wanted me to do. But also kind of waiting on him too at the same time, honestly.
Yeah. So how did you explain or walk through that season with your child? What do you think they learned from watching your faithfulness?
Honestly, a lot, because he say all the time, that's my best friend. Because I feel like we grew up together. So he saw his mommy like as this young teenage mother that did her best to make sure that he was sheltered and shielded from the things that we put ourselves through. So I feel like now at his age, he really respects us as parents and the God in us, because I go in his room and see him reading his Bible. Our son he just turned 13 last month, and he be serious. He be in his room and it's stuff that he say, I'd be like, how do you know that? Like about God or just his relationship and walk with God. So I honestly think that kept him kind of anchored, just seeing us take that walk seriously.
So a lot of women would have chosen to walk away. What gave you the strength to stay and believe in Malcolm's transformation?
Listen. It wasn't Malcolm, baby. Malcolm, he ran, honey. So yeah. Honestly, it was God in my relationship with him, building that relationship, because I remember a place of being broken one day because we went through so much while he was gone, because I was trying to make it happen because God gave me a word. I'm thinking, I got to do this, not knowing it was up to him to do. And God give us free will. So if he decided not to do what God told him to do, he could have. We could have went another way.
Yeah.
But I knew the obedience and who we are and how we listen to Christ and what he say to us. So honestly, I just feel like my walk with God, just, staying anchored in that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now that you're married, how does it feel to see the prayers prayed in private being answered in such a public and powerful way?
It feels great, honestly. And now sometimes I sit and just think about, God, I used to pray for this. And we literally used to have conversations when he was gone about our future, building, having kids, doing this, doing. And now we sit back and it's happened. And sometimes I think we get so caught up in life and trying to do more and trying to get to everything that God has for us, we don't even realize what he's already answered.
That's good, Kenya.
So I feel like that's the season that we're in. I'm just sitting back now and saying, God, I thank you.
Yeah.
God, I thank you.
Let me stop you right there. I've been on this song all week, and it's just like from all evil, from all hurt and evil.
Yes.
We just get so caught up in what we want him to do, but I'm just like, man, you done a lot for me.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Man,
That's it.
I mean, it's never been a time he ain't never showed up for
Never.
me. Man, now I understand when the old people like, if he don't do nothing else.
He already done look.
Clearly, I'm good with you right here. Cause you ain't gotta prove nothing else to me. Literally, we good.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
yeah.
I'm good till next year.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
ain't gotta do nothing else.
Nothing.
You over.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So what advice would you give to women, to a woman, to a young girl who may be in a waiting season? Maybe they're not waiting on someone to get out. Maybe they're just waiting, whether waiting for a spouse to come to Christ, for, their spouse or their brother or someone to get off drugs. You never know. Just waiting. What would you tell them?
Seek the face of God. Stay in his face. Stay in his presence. Everything that you need, everything that you want is in him. And I got a word recently. The Holy Spirit spoke to me. He said, your next level isn't seeking my face. So I feel like a lot of times we trying to chase things that God will just attract to us when we just seek him first. And that goes back to that Matthew 6:33. Seek him first and everything else will be added. So everything that you're waiting for, everything that you may want to get to, everything that you want God to do in your life, it's in seeking him, truly. And that's wholeheartedly just submitting yourself to him and saying, God, have your way in my life. Show me how to get to what you're calling me to, God. Because honestly, we put ourselves through so much trying to get to and trying to do these things when God already promised it. It's already ours. And we don't have to do all this to get it. The Bible says it's already done. It ain't nothing we have to go get. So I say to them, trust God, seek God, know that everything that he said, his promises are yes and amen. He can't fail us. It ain't that God won't, he can't. So standing in that today as a woman that's almost 30, my birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Happy early birthday.
So I've really learned a lot with just seeking his face and pray about everything. Don't try to make your own decisions. Ask God because he'll do it. He has the answer. That's it.
I often tell people life's like a book.
Yeah.
The beginning and the end already written, but
That's
it's that
it.
middle part.
That's it.
That middle part gonna get you.
That's
But every
it.
now and again, you gotta flip to the end.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
Let me see.
I am gonna win.
You
Like,
are.
let me just
Yes,
keep on going.
Yes. That's it.
Life's like a book.
It is.
You're managing the middle well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You are managing the middle well.
Thank you so much. I love
Man.
that. I love that.
Shaq, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna call you Shaq. Malcolm too professional. So what was the turning point for you while you were away that made you truly surrender to Christ?
This is about to be good.
I just, how old people say you just get sick and tired.
What they say, live a little longer.
Live a little longer.
I just really got, sick and tired of being in the cycle of always, getting into something. And my pops, that's my guy. But he was like, one day he asked me, like, son, how you go to jail for getting in trouble and still getting in trouble in jail?
I'm telling you.
And I thought about that. You know what I'm saying? It really made me think, like, you in here for, getting in trouble. Now you still getting in trouble in here. So it's just like a lot of events just started happening, friends losing friends and, situations back there just started happening. And, I just, like they say, man, as you get a little older, you get a little more mature, a little wiser.
Yeah.
I just really started thinking about my future. And, that was just the decision, that I got to change some things and, let's do it. Because, like I said, I gave my life to Christ when I was 5 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? On my own. You know what I'm saying? And, again, at like 12, and the last time was 22. So, I've been going strong since 22.
Yeah. So how has your perspective on freedom changed? Freedom in the Christ and freedom in the world?
Tremendously, right? because honestly, I was free while I was still bound, right? Because of revelation.
Yeah.
And because of relationship. So I didn't let, the cages, the doors, or the walls confine me, because I was internally free. And like I say, I had began to make the best out of what I had where I was, even though I wasn't free, but I learned how to become free and still have peace, joy right in that situation. And so it just, because check this, it's so many people that's never been to prison. There's so many people that's walking around.
Like, you finna do it. You finna do it.
There's so many people walking around today that woke up this morning that's locked up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Say that one more time, 'cause they didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's so many people that's never been to prison, never committed a crime, that woke up this morning and in bondage. They locked up, they in mental prison, emotional prison. So it's much more than being confined physically. You know what I'm saying? So that's what changed my perspective of it. That, even though, sitting in jail, who wants to do that?
Yeah.
But, if you're there and that's where you got to be, you can be free there.
Yeah.
You can be liberated through your mentality, your attitude, those type of things, your inner wellness. That's where true freedom lies.
Yeah.
When you know who you are.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
So what I'm hearing is it's all in your mind.
It's all in your mind, but it's a part of us that goes deeper than our intellect. It's in that part.
Come on.
It's in that spirit.
Yeah.
That subconscious mind. So that's where it's at. So once you, because you got to filter out everything that's in there first.
Yeah.
Because we got so much debris, so much trash, so much, erroneous teachings that we done heard. We've been conditioned to think a certain way, to talk a certain way. So it's all those things that has to be uprooted, and filled in with the true knowledge of God, bro. And it don't matter where you at. You can experience God, bro, and His love and His peace and joy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's good over here.
It's good,
It
man.
is.
What that song say? It's good to be on
It's
the Lord's
good,
side, man.
It's great,
That's a
bro.
good man, Savannah. That's good. That's man right there. That's that Lord, I tell you, I ain't found one
Thank
like
you,
him.
Lord.
So your tattoos are vivid.
Yes, sir.
And they tell stories. Do you see them as a part of your testimony? And if you do, how? How have they sparked conversations about your faith with maybe traditional Christians, who ain't used to the tattoos?
I haven't had an issue yet.
Really?
Because it's normal now today.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a point. You got a
We
point.
got, mainstream pastors and ministers and mega ministry, leaders with tattoos.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like looked upon as it once was.
Yeah.
And I'm not, justifying because the Bible tells us we don't supposed to, ink our skin and things like that. But I did just from, the lack of relationship, because that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I knew God, but I just hadn't, yielded to that part of, because it was something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So they tell stories. I kind of got like a good and evil side, and I often get asked about the cross on my face. People ask me,
give me a little story on the tattoos that really stick out the most to you.
Stick out the most? Well, I ain't gonna lie. Now, all of them ugly to me.
He is not playing.
I don't like none of them.
Really?
Because like today, they don't mean anything to me because I'm not the same guy I was when I was getting them. So my mind and my perspective is two totally different worlds. And the reason I got them then, that principle, it doesn't mean nothing to me now, because I was getting them because, of the culture. It was trending.
Yeah.
It was something to do. That was right at my disposal. You know what I'm saying? And now I know that God wouldn't want me to do it because my body is His temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I actually hate them because, it's like, for what reason do I have them? They don't serve no purpose to me or anybody else.
Wow. I like that. So when you returned home and re-entered church life, how did you feel? How did it feel being embraced? Were there moments of judgment because of your past and your tattoos, or was it just, we just glad to have you home?
How I felt?
Yeah.
When I came back and went to church.
Oh my God. You opening a can of worms.
How do I feel? Honestly, I felt trapped.
Really?
I felt trapped, bro. Because I had got a revelation of the kingdom of God while I was in prison, bro. And when I came home, you know, I went, you know, and I just didn't understand why would. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about a particular church or thing, but I'm just talking about it in totality, right? I couldn't understand how I could leave and come back a decade later and everybody just still look the same, doing the same thing. I was just confused. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like, what y'all been doing?
You know,
if every round go higher and higher.
You know, and that's how I was, you know, and that's how I was thinking. Like I said, this is nothing against anybody, but it was against a system of religion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Staying stuck in a cycle. You know, because I started understanding it on a different level, and that's what I was pursuing. That's what I wanted to be a part of. You know, so I got to a point where I told my wife, I was like, babe, I just can't do this no more. You know, I don't even really want to go to church for real.
Yeah.
But I submitted because I knew that she was, you know, involved in it.
Yeah.
And wanted to be a part of it because we was kind of in two different places with, you know, our revelation and our understanding, you know. So I didn't want to be the one that just like a dictator, be like, nah, we ain't doing this. You know? So I just kept praying, bro. And hopefully, you know, the conversations that we would have and, you know, the insight that I would, you know, share with her in our talks, that she would kind of open her eyes up and kind of see what I'm saying a little bit. And that's what happened over the course of time.
It's almost like you went to Ruth Chris. And now all around you is Wendy's, and it's like it's something better than this. Crazy. I promise you, I tasted something better. I didn't seen something better. Yeah, like babe, it's more than this. Like just trust me, I didn't seen it, I didn't taste it, I didn't felt it. Is that how I felt? Don't get me wrong.
They all, you know, a lot of ministries, a lot of churches, they doing good things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, bringing people in, you know, great fellowship, you know, but it's just I'm that more guy. Like, what's next?
It got to be.
We doing this every Sunday and every Wednesday. Like, what's next? What's up with the community? What we building? What we investing in? You know what I'm saying? What type of resources are we creating for people to thrive and strive in life? Yeah. You know, outside of here. Yeah. You know, so that's I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
I was listening to a song. I listen to this song every day. Well, not every day, but every time I get ready to film. My pastor sings, it's all about the kingdom. Let every word I say, let everything I do show others the way, because they got to know that it's all about the kingdom. Yes, I mean, because we good in the church. It's the people on the outside. We good. We all believing. So we got to go get some other people. My pastor tell me all the time, it's good that you free. Now go back and free them that ain't free. You ain't get free just for you. Yeah. I mean, you get your reward when you get to heaven, but the more people you get free, that's the bigger reward.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's given, Shaq. It's given a divine incarceration.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's what it's given.
It was, and a lot of people get it wrong when I say this. That God didn't send me to prison.
Yeah.
But He allowed me to go to preserve the gift.
Oh, preserve! That's Shaq.
Come on,
now that's it right there.
That's it.
Because it was gonna be tainted. That take me back to last season.
Oh, I would have killed myself.
But see, purpose still got to be fulfilled. Yeah. And at the end of the day, He still got to bring you to that perfected end. So if I got to sit you here to where you can't hurt yourself and hurt what I put in you,
you got to stay there.
Because at the end of the day, it still got to point back to Him.
Because think about this. I mean, and I often look back at this. I went up for parole like twice. People praying, people fasting probably, praying, speaking in tongues. And guess what?
Nothing.
I had to complete the time that I was given because I wasn't ready. And God knew I wasn't ready. So why would He grant me, you know, access back into society so I can diminish what He placed inside of me? Because if I would have got out when I went up for parole, I would have went right back. Because I still thought the same in certain instances. You know, I still was the same dude. I had the same nature, you know, and I would have just failed. I would have failed. I would have killed myself probably, bro. Or did something and got way more time than I started out with.
It's like taking some clothes out the washing machine in mid-cycle. Because you in a hurry. Yeah. Clothes still going to be wet.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You got to do more work to dry. If you just let the cycle complete.
Yes, sir.
You'll be grateful you didn't open the door early.
Yes, sir. And now I'm grateful, bro.
Man.
I'm grateful, man.
What is, it's a scripture and it's like after this, I'm going to establish you. I'm going to settle you. After. It got to be after.
It got to be.
My pastor tells me all the time, it's good to tell the story when the story over. Don't tell the story while you're in it, because you don't know how you don't know how it's going to end. You be to mess yourself up.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Man. So you've been very open about your past. How do you use your testimony to reconnect with young men who may feel hopeless, trapped in destructive cycles?
Oh, I just be real with them, you know, because, you know, I'm both worlds, bro. I done, you know, star athlete, streets, prison, you know, it's just so much that I got to offer just from experience. And on top of experience, revelation and knowledge from God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's not as easy as people would want me to do because of the mentality of the younger generation. They don't want to. They don't want to hear nothing about God. They don't want to. They don't care that you went to prison. They don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's all the same because we didn't when I was young. You know, so I just try to touch the people that I can touch on a day-to-day basis. Whether that's small talk, whether that's me praying for them, or whether we having a conversation about building your life.
Yeah.
You know, I just try to touch people everywhere I go. And
that's good.
I try to do it to everybody.
If you could go back and speak to yourself before jail, what would you say?
If I can go back, never stop pursuing Christ. Never stop pursuing God. You know, wholeheartedly, man, because in that is everything, bro. In that is clarity, insight, direction, and that's the center, that's the foundation, that got to be the foundation of your life, bro. That pursuit. Because everything else that we trying to obtain, we trying to do, you know, is in that. And I would tell anybody that, bro. Like, pursue Jehovah with your whole heart, man. You know, because one thing I know is that you can get a whole bunch of stuff. You can have a lot of money. You can have a nice car. But if you don't have a relationship with the Creator, it's always going to be a void in your life, bro. And money can't fill it. Because it goes deeper than the intellectual mind, you know? So, yes, man, to always, you know, I would tell myself to stay in tune with the Creator, know who I am, you know, live my life to that standard of what I believe, you know, and don't fall for the temptations. You know, you're going to fall, you're going to make mistakes, bro. You know, but it's certain ones that you know you don't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I would tell myself that, man, you know you don't supposed to be doing this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to answer your question like it's me. But when I asked the question to myself, all I could hear was, you may not understand now, but soon you will.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Last season, I had two guests. One was a double amputee. One was a blind man. And the double amputee, she said she was on her way to go meet a minister of music, to go do whatever they was going to do. And she said God told her not to go. He told her 3 times. On her way to meet him, she had a car accident. No, she had a flat tire. She got out to change the tire. A car came around, hit her, and tore both her legs off. And she said, I was so upset with God. She said, but I couldn't because he told me not to go. She said, and I love him even more because he told me not to go, but he still kept me. She said, so I had to lose my legs to save my soul. I said,
Yes, sir.
man.
That's how powerful he is, man.
And then the blind guest I had, his mom was on drugs really bad. And he said he had to lose his sight to save his soul because if he would have saw what his parents were doing, he would be just like them.
Jesus.
So sometimes you got to, Fantasia said you got to lose to win. Man.
And it's not a loss to God.
Come on.
It ain't a loss.
It's not a loss. It's a tool that people don't understand. It's tools. It's something that he used that he would get the glory out of it.
Yeah.
You know? So it always got to be a defect in something. With something, with everybody. You know, we all got defects. Yes, sir.
Sometimes he'll cause people to let you down on purpose.
Yes, sir.
Just so we can point back to him, so we can go running
So
back
he
to
can
him.
get the glory out of it. He don't want nobody else to get the credit for it.
No,
You know?
I'm telling you. Man, that was good. That was a good segment. Thank you for trusting me with that segment. So how, both of y'all, now we're back to both of y'all, how did your relationship with God personally and as a couple shift during his time away, collectively as a unit?
It wasn't too good.
Really?
Because we had,
Really?
I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
it wasn't too good
we
because
thought
we
you was gonna be
had
honest.
different perspective. You know, we had different views on one issues or particular issues, right? And being young, I want to be right, she want to be right.
Right.
You know, so it was like
Clashing.
we got to a point where I got to a point where I was like, whenever we talk, I don't even want to talk about God or the Bible because it was always like, you know, we was always bumping heads, you know, and it was just, you know, we different people, you know, so we were seeing certain issues differently, and at the time, the immaturity, we didn't know how to, you know, agree to disagree. We didn't know how to, okay, this is my viewpoint, this is your viewpoint, and we still good. We hadn't reached that level yet.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too good.
Yeah.
You know, it
But
wasn't.
you know what's so funny is, looking back now, a lot of the times, both of us had the same point, but because we didn't want to listen or hear each other out, we disagreed about it.
I guess.
Because even I feel like that because when you came home, it's like a lot of things that you were saying before, like it clicked, like it makes sense. And it was like, when we would get to the end of our disagreement, it was like, oh, I do agree with you. So, I really believe the enemy fought us so hard. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Because he knew if y'all got to this point
Oh
right
my
here.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Unstoppable. Oh my
Yes, sir,
gosh.
man.
When I tell you, when I be scrolling down my timeline and I see y'all, I just be smiling like I'm somebody dead. I be like, man,
Thank
it
you.
really is young black couples
is,
out
yeah.
here like really doing this thing. And like, I didn't know that you was a speaker at church.
Oh, man.
Till I heard you. I said, now wait 1 minute. wait a minute. I mean, and good.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like,
And
Glory to
deep.
God. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Holy Spirit. Yes, sir.
I'm like, wow. Man, Shaq, they used to get on the bus when I was in elementary school. Your life has turned like
Yes.
tremendously around. Like,
Yes, sir.
I just,
Unbelievable, right?
it is. It shocks me every day.
Me too.
He did that. Like,
He
Thank
did
you,
it.
God.
Yes, sir.
if they ever needed proof that God was real, man, he. Ooh. How has your passion for God increased since that season, and especially now that you're married and seeing what he did for him and what he did in you, and then, you know, putting it together? How has the passion just increased for God together?
Honestly, I feel like it grows more and more every day. I feel like we're going deeper and just want more of God. I don't think you'll ever get to a point or age to where it's like, okay, God, I'm tired. I don't want no more. No, it's like the more you get, the more it's like, oh, God, I want more. It's like you're just hungry. And I feel like that's the place that we're in because we seek in two different places. I'm more of a praying, worship on my face, you know, seeking. I do read my word, but I find him almost all the time in his word. And I mean, like, deep diving in his word. And he's the guy that if we're out and people ask questions, I'm like, ask him. Like, he got to ask him. And it's because of the time that he had while he was away. He literally had time to just study and study and study and study and study. And that's what he did. And I studied and I sought too. But his was on a little different level. And I feel like God has us in two different places. But when we come together, it's like, I can't even explain it. So I feel like it grows every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And I feel like it's even more divine that he has you, in a sense, a little ahead of her to keep reminding her, no, it's more. Because that's the song that say, the more I seek you, the more I find you.
Yes, sir.
The more I find you, the more I love you. I want to sit at your feet, drink from the cup in your hand.
And it reminds me of that, the man being head of the household
Yeah.
and leading his family. That's my husband all day, and I thank God for that because I prayed prayers for him in prison that I can go back to my journaling. It's now. I see it now.
No lie,
And
bro.
I promise you.
She got a journal, bro.
Have y'all ever went back and like checked?
Not yet. I went back.
No,
I don't think I let you see. I let you see some, but not
Yeah.
all of it. Cause
she really got
it freaked me out because I'm like, almost
Seriously,
everything
though.
I wrote down about this man and about
Seriously.
us together has happened. And it's quite down to the amount of kids we gonna like. It's crazy, and I'm like, God, I thank you. And at the time, I didn't even realize what was going on, but that's the Habakkuk 2 and 2. Write the vision, make it plain. And
Let me stop you right there. So in the season where you were writing just to, God, if you do it, you're gonna do it, or God, I know you're gonna do
God,
it.
I know you're gonna do it.
God told.
And I was young, but I was hungry, and I sought God for God and not just what He could do for me. And I remember being in my prayer closet every day. I wouldn't skip a day before God, hours praying, crying up 4 o'clock in the morning, hours before I had to get our son up and ready for school, just seeking God, and He would pour out to me, and I would just write and just write and just write and just write, and He would say, oh yeah, this gonna be this, and that's gonna happen for y'all, and now we literally living in it. And I'll be like, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. And it's so funny because recently I was seeking God and I wanted to be back in that place that I wasn't then. And God revealed to me, He said, then you were seeking me from a broken place. And He said, now you're healed. So now when you seek me, that broken little girl that used to come to me is healed. So you're on another level. So the same me you used to experience then, it's not the same.
Oh man.
I be coming to God wanting it. Oh God. But some days it just be like Him just speaking. And I be like, God, that's it. That's it. Because now you're healed. So now you have grown to a place to where how you used to seek and how you used to worship, it's not the same. And I thank Him for that. I truly thank Him for that. Honestly. And I used to pray, God, allow my husband to love me like Christ loved the church. And literally now, I couldn't act. God, He did it. You know that song, He did it. See it?
He did that.
Listen.
He did that.
Thank you, God.
Wow. So do you think, and this wasn't a question, it literally just came to my mind. Do you think you fought harder because of your son?
Yes and no. I say yes and no because we both grew up in a household where we had both parents. Both our parents were married, still married to this day, and we've seen the 2-parent household. So of course that was a goal or a dream for us. But then at the same time, on the flip side, when we had disagreements when he was away, and it just seemed like, God, this not working. And I remember asking God one day, I said, God, you told me he was my husband. I'm like, God, what's going on? Like, I'm tired of this. Like, it's a lot of back and forth. We can't agree. It's this. And a lot of people didn't know that. They thought while he was gone, we was just all, like, everything was good. But no, that wasn't the case. But I remember that day crying out to God because I felt heartbroken. And I remember God speaking and saying, I told you he was your husband, but I didn't tell you when. And every time we got off the phone, man, I kid you not, I would hear God say, you gonna let me do it or you gonna do it? So I got to a point where I was like, okay, God, this is not working. Obviously, it's not the time and it's not ready. It's not right. So I said yes about our son and no, because I got to a point where I was like, you know what, God, that's it. Like, we just going to be co-parents, and I'm going to seek you and take care of our child because maybe right now this isn't the best situation. Because a lot of times we put our children through more than what they have to go through because we trying to make this work.
True indeed.
And I didn't want to do that to our son. I didn't want him to go through that, and we always arguing, and we always trying to make it work. No, did not. So we honestly let it go right before he came home, like a year before. We were like, yeah, that's it. We're going to co-parent. Literally, Mandarius, he would call me, and I'll give my son the phone. Here go your daddy. Here go your daddy.
So now so when you got home, what was it like seeing them again?
It was crazy.
Like,
Listen,
let's forget all that stuff we talked about. You home now. Let's make it work.
It was
It
him.
was you.
It was
Really?
no.
Yeah,
And I felt crazy because I told my homegirls, everybody.
We outside. He home. We outside. Let me hold on. Wait a minute, girl. I'm back in the house. I'm back.
For real. Go ahead, baby. What you supposed to say?
You said it was
you.
So you.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was me. I was fighting it. You know, the whole time because I had a few different other women.
A few. Let me point that out. A few. Nah, go ahead, slap, baby. Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So I was just like fighting it, and when I came home, I had a conversation with my mother, and she answered my question. And from her response, I knew I had to make a decision, not based off how I felt or what was really going on, but to where I knew God was taking me. You know, and that was when I was like, yo, let's get married right now.
A month later, he came home in September. We got married in October.
Yeah, because I was like, it was just like, you know how like you trying to figure something out and you get that one piece of information and like you take off?
Yeah.
That's how it was for me. Because it was like I was battling, trying to figure out this one answer. And I didn't really get it. No, I'm lying. I got it. I got it. Listen, I got it while I was in prison. And I got the answer 3 times. But just something was in me. It was like, man.
He fought so hard.
They lying, man. This is what I'm doing. You know? And I really, really was genuine about, you know, what I was doing. And I really thought like people was just trying to deceive me. But it was just the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I had the conversation with my mother, she said the same thing. And what she said, I was like, okay, God, I know this you for real now. See, I was that guy. Like, God, man, you got to knock me upside the head about 20 times.
Man, I was hot.
Boy, is this you? Nah, that wasn't you. That wasn't for real.
Send me another sign.
Okay.
Let me see an orange
One more.
That's me for real. That was me for real. So when I got that, I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do right here. And I did it. Yeah.
And that was like the key that just unlocked everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
For real.
Everything. And everybody's like, y'all about to get married? What? Yeah, crazy.
Do you ever think about what your lives would be like if you had no made that one decision?
I'd have been outside.
That's what I was going to say.
I'd probably been in the city right now. Taking somebody to brunch.
He ain't lying, man. Darius is terrible.
In the city right now. Going crazy.
But do you think you'd have peace though?
Nah. I think I would have still probably no, I probably wouldn't have been going to church for I don't know. I don't know. I know I wouldn't have been committing no crimes. You feel what I'm saying? I know I would have been a law-abiding citizen. So I know I would have been doing that, bro. And I would have been outside for real.
So now that y'all are newly married, what vision do you feel God has placed on your union for ministry, family, and the people you're called to reach?
It's so much.
Yeah, it's and we've been declaring this word in our Reformation lately, to be the first to do, you know, certain things, first in your family, in your community, you know, whoever you're connected to, the first, you know, and that's just what I believe God has just called us to be the first to do many things in our bloodline that people haven't done before us, haven't done, you know, and we grateful. Go ahead.
I think sometimes to people we look crazy because God gives us this vision and it's like we run with it. Or God will give us like, this is what we're supposed to do, this is how, and sometimes now we do get ahead because we be trying to do it and make it happen like, oh, we gotta do this, gotta do this. And sometimes God will be like, okay, it's not time yet. You know, just relax, I got it. But I feel like he's given us so much, even while he was away. He got stuff that he would write down. Darius is so crazy that we here today, because I kid you not, he would sit in his cell, toilet paper roll, like speaking, like you was somebody asking him, like on a podcast. I kid you not.
No,
you want me to
He was
say,
rehearsing
listen,
before this even came.
That's just it.
That's why,
crazy.
listen, bro,
Crazy.
this is no lie.
Crazy.
You know, that's why I don't be nervous when I do this.
Crazy.
Because I actually sat in my cell, bro.
Crazy.
Looked myself in the mirror and declared like I was doing this, having interviews with myself with a toilet tissue roll, bro.
And you know the crazy
That's
thing
why I'm
That
is,
face.
the crazy thing is, and I always said to myself, why hasn't he been on a show?
Wow.
I said, why has nobody talked to this man?
Divine timing, bro.
That's it.
God will hide you for a season.
That's it.
But now we going public, you know. You got to because
This is
of
the
the
season.
assignment. So
That's it.
slowly but surely you're going to be seeing us more and more. And it's just out of our control. I was sitting here to do this.
Well, I'm just glad you started here first. Thank you. Wow. You wrote it on the tissue.
Toilet tissue.
You wrote it on the toilet tissue.
No,
he
that was my microphone.
That was the
Really?
mic.
Yeah, the toilet is the brown part inside.
Oh,
the
that was your
toilet.
microphone.
That
That
was
was
my
his
microphone.
microphone. Getting
Yeah.
ready. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And I would sit in my seat. And I would sit, you know, like I was having interviews. Like, so mentally, I've already been here.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
That's why I don't be nervous. I prepared myself before I got here. And that's
Yeah.
what you got to do.
Yeah,
Because when you get there, you're going to have to know you belong.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And when God give you a word, you got to begin to be that person that day.
Yeah, not later.
Use
Now.
what you have around you and become that day.
That's it.
You good. You deep,
That's
man.
bad, man. I'm
Nah,
telling
man,
you.
it's real, bro. This how it happened. I ain't making it up.
Oh, my goodness. If you could leave one message, and this is our final question unless something else happens. If you could leave one message with couples, singles, or anyone listening who may be in a tough season right now, what would it be?
Trust God. Trust God. Know that He'll get you through. But, man, I gotta say something.
Come on, come on, come on.
Take us through there with me. Honestly, I feel like you have to know that you're hearing from God. Because I feel like a lot of times we just do stuff just because it feel good. And just because it feel good, that'll take us through a lot of stuff that we're not even supposed to go through.
Yeah, that's it. Just because it feel good
Yeah.
don't mean that it's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thing to do.
Or that it's the right time.
There you
Always
go.
the right time.
There you go.
God.
There you go. That's
The
it.
feelings will get you in trouble.
That's
Ooh.
it. That's it.
By
it.
Apostle say, kill Phil.
That's it.
'Cause
You gotta kill
Come
fear.
on.
You gotta kill Phil.
God is not emotional. He's a principle and a law God.
My God.
So you can't manipulate principles.
That's it.
You can't. You cry. You can't beg. You gotta work
That's it.
the principle that God is given to govern
Yeah.
particular areas of success.
Yeah.
So it's principles that makes marriage successful.
That's it.
Yeah.
You just gotta find them
And follow.
And follow.
And keep and stick to them.
Yes.
every day.
Yes. Every day.
Cause you're gonna get tested, bro. You're gonna go through struggles. You're gonna want to leave. You're gonna be aggravated. All those things are part of it, you know. But you just gotta have faith that what you're doing is gonna produce the results that God
Yeah.
has already promised.
Yeah.
And it's so simple,
Yeah.
but yet
it
it's
is.
so challenging.
Yeah.
As you were talking, all I could see was like a test. You know how we take a test in school, and all the answers in the top bank. You just gotta know where to put them.
That's it.
I didn't give
That's
you
it.
everything you need to live this life in abundance too. You just gotta know where to put what where.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. And it's
That's
that
it.
simple.
And that's what I leave. That's my message. That's my message for life. Pursue Jehovah and Jesus Christ with your whole heart.
Your whole one.
Seek the kingdom and its righteousness. And all these things will be added into you.
That's it.
All these things. Everything you need,
It's in the kingdom of God. Everything.
you just got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And persevere when it gets hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing, bro, because a lot of people, you know, love God. They want to do what God has called them to do. But as soon as it get hard,
When it get hard.
they revert back to what was comfortable before they even start pursuing God. So you just go back to the things that you were doing before you even wanted to, you know, figure out or find out who God was.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps people in that cycle.
Yeah.
When they get hard, they hit the wall
That's
and turn
it.
back around.
Yeah.
But you gotta bust it down. You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Cause I tell people all the time, people have all these questions about God, God. And I say, bro, listen, this is how God works. You will never understand the Bible or God until you start reading, until you start praying. You know, it don't come first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The practices come first.
Yeah.
See.
The reading, the
Yeah.
studying, the meditating. That's first.
Yeah.
And then God began to reveal himself
Yeah.
throughout the journey.
Yeah.
Relationship.
But people, like I say, hit that wall at first because you read the Bible, you don't understand nothing.
Yeah.
They hit that wall and
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
But they don't know that you will never understand it
Yeah.
if you don't fight through
Yeah.
that portion of the journey.
Yeah.
Because it's only at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you will hit different patches throughout your life where, you know, you may get away from reading how you used to, or praying how you used to, studying how you used to. But that first initial wall, like once you can break that barrier, bro,
Yeah.
you in the
Yeah.
door.
You in there.
You in the door now.
Yeah.
You know, and people, they stop at it.
Yeah. Once you get out of your mind.
Once
And I
you
think
get
the
out of your
thing
mind.
is, because I had a conversation with someone a few weeks ago, she was saying, how can you believe a God that's not real?
Good Lord.
And we were all on a conference call with her, and someone said, you got to get it out your mind. You can't do this in your mind, because everything in you telling you it don't make sense. That's why you can't lean to your own understanding, because none of this makes sense.
None of it do.
None of it. I don't care how you try to add it up, it's not going to make sense. So once you can trust yourself to get out of your head, all the other stuff makes sense.
That's it.
You can't do it carnal minded. You cannot.
And you have to die to your flesh daily.
Die to.
Daily.
And I often use the creation for people. God says he revealed his glory through his creation.
That's it.
So, bro, if you think a man or some people can make the water in the ocean stop right there and don't come on land, something's wrong. You're crazy.
Wrong.
If you think somebody can create the sun, you can't even get close enough to touch the sun. You'll burn. So, you saying God is not real is just something's just like literally wrong with you, or
Yeah.
you just don't want to acknowledge
That's
Yeah.
that it
That's it.
exists.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Because no person can do this. No
Yeah.
person can
No.
create the world, bro. No person can create the ocean. No person can create the stars.
Never heard of
It's
it.
planets that humans haven't even reached yet. Who can do that?
Got to be
It
something.
got to be a
God.
self-sufficient
And
being.
that's why I love
It
him.
got to
Come
be
Man.
a most
Come
high.
on.
It got to be a creator, bro.
Man.
You just look at creation.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
I told her, I said, the problem with you is, I said, you just ain't experienced him real good.
Come on.
I said, but I dare you to ask him
Come
to show
on.
you who he is.
Come on.
I said, show.
That's it.
And we'll talk in a
Yeah,
few weeks.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, 'cause you going to call me back.
Yeah.
And he going to show up. I said, that's all you need. You just need to experience him.
That's it.
You need to taste and see.
That's it.
And stand in the power of his presence.
Thank
Then
you,
you'll be able to
Lord.
say, mighty one.
Yes.
Then you'll be able to say it then later on. Wow. This interview has been great.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How y'all
Enjoyed it.
feel?
I feel
Good.
great, bro.
Yeah.
This is what I love to do.
Me
I wish
too.
this was my.
Every day.
I'm not gonna say that because it is my job, bro. But this is a part of my assignment. This is my work.
Yeah.
But bro, I can do this all day.
Well, great. We can hook you up with Bobby. We can get out there.
7 days a week, bro. I can sit down
I'm
and talk
so
about
glad.
God, bro.
It was what an incredible conversation. Kenya, Malcolm, thank you both for your openness, your transparency, and trust in the Faith and Fun podcast with your story. It's such a powerful reminder that no matter where you've been, no matter what you've gone through, God's grace is big enough to transform into something beautiful. So for everyone listening, I hope you're walking away encouraged, challenged, and inspired. And remember, God can restore, he can redeem, and he can take your story and use it to bless others. So if you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until we meet again, thank you for watching.
Then there's I see what you doing. That podcast, that's gonna be big. That's it. I seen it last night. Don't you let nobody discourage. I'll back you. I'll back you.